If your dog sleeps on top of you, gives you their paw, or suddenly runs around the house like a maniac, this might not be just cute behavior. It could actually be a serious warning sign you've been ignoring without realizing it. Today, we're going to break down the hidden meaning behind common dog habits, and some of them reveal emotional bonds so deep that many owners will never experience them. Others may indicate stress, insecurity, or even potential health risks that need immediate attention. By the end of this video, you'll understand your dog in a way most people never do, and you'll start noticing little details that completely change how you see their behavior. Let's begin with something every owner has seen: marking the same spot. When your dog goes to the exact same tree, pole, or corner every single walk, it's not simply "my dog likes this place." It's a territorial broadcast, a scent-based message that carries information about their sex, age, emotional state, confidence level, and hormonal status. To other dogs, it's basically a scent-based social media post that says who they are and how they feel. And if another dog covers that mark, your dog may return and reinforce it with a stronger message that clearly says, "Back off, this is my spot." In the wild, losing control of a scent marking area often meant losing status and resources, and that instinct is still deeply rooted in domestic dogs. So when your dog insists on returning, it's not stubbornness. It's instinct, identity, and hierarchy playing out in a modern environment. This behavior can also happen inside the home if your dog feels that their territory is being invaded. For example, by new pets or unfamiliar visitors. Understanding this helps you see that marking is not just annoying, it's communication. Now, let's look at something that melts every dog owner's heart: the head tilt. Most people think it's adorable, and it is, but scientifically it's much more. When your dog tilts their head, they're adjusting their ear position to pinpoint the direction and tone of a sound with incredible precision, almost like turning an antenna. They're also trying to see your face better, especially your eyes and mouth, which helps them read your emotional expression. Dogs with long muzzles or floppy ears rely on this movement even more because their facial structure blocks part of their vision. When you say walk, treat, or car ride, that head tilt is basically your dog thinking, "Did I hear that right? Are we really doing this?" It's concentration, anticipation, and emotional connection all in one tiny movement. Scientists also believe that dogs tilt their heads when they hear key trigger words they've learned through association. This means they're not just reacting to sound, they're processing meaning. So the famous head tilt is actually a sign of intelligence and emotional bonding. But what about when your dog barks at reflections or the television? For us, a reflection is clearly just a mirror, but for dogs, it's a moving creature with no scent, and that creates confusion. They see movement, they hear sound, but they smell nothing, and their brain goes, "I see a dog, I hear a dog. Why can't I smell it? Something is wrong." That sensory conflict can trigger alert barking, defensive barking, or frustration, especially when the screen shows dogs, cats, wolves, or fast-moving animals. To them, it feels like a potential intruder that refuses to reveal its identity. This reaction is especially common in young dogs or dogs with high prey drive, such as herding and hunting breeds. Their instinct tells them to react to movement and sound because ignoring it could mean danger. Over time, many dogs learn that reflections and screens are harmless, but others remain sensitive forever. Understanding this helps you avoid punishment and instead focus on reassurance and redirection. From their perspective, they're simply doing their job. Now let's talk about begging at the table, one of the most common behaviors in American households. Many people assume it's hunger, but it's almost never about needing food. Dogs learn incredibly fast through association, and if you ever gave them even a tiny bite while eating, they stored that memory permanently. Human eating equals opportunity becomes a rule in their mind. But here's the emotional part that most owners don't realize. Sometimes they're not asking for food at all. They're asking to participate in the social activity of the pack. When the family gathers, eats, talks, and laughs, the dog sees a bonding moment and wants to be included. For a social species like dogs, being near the group during meals feels important. And if you smile, talk to them, or pet them while eating, they've already achieved their goal. Your attention is the real reward, not the food. Now, have you ever noticed your dog turning their back to you and sitting down? Many owners misinterpret this as rejection or indifference. In dog communication, it's actually one of the highest expressions of trust. Showing their back means they feel completely safe with you protecting their blind spot. It signals relaxation, loyalty, and peace, and it often means they feel emotionally secure in your presence. Sometimes it's also an invitation for contact, especially scratching near the base of the tail, a place they can't reach themselves. That gesture can mean, I feel safe with you, I belong with you, you're my person. This single behavior reveals a deep level of emotional security that not all dogs develop with their owners. If your dog does this regularly, it means your bond is strong. Many trainers consider this one of the most meaningful trust signals. On the other hand, barking at certain people can be a sign of something completely different. Dogs are experts at reading microsignals in humans. Tension in the body, unusual walking patterns, direct staring, nervous energy, alcohol or smoke smell, or the scent of other animals. They don't bark at the person as an individual. They bark at the emotional state that person projects, especially if it feels unpredictable or threatening. Someone anxious, angry, intoxicated, or overly excited triggers instinctive caution. Sometimes a person may even resemble someone from the dog's past, and while you don't notice the similarity, your dog does and reacts. Dogs store emotional memories through scent and body language, so these triggers can be powerful. Understanding this helps you avoid blaming the dog and instead focus on context. They're not being rude, they're responding to perceived danger. Their instincts are trying to protect the pack. One behavior that often scares owners is when a dog pulls back their lips and shows teeth, but wags their tail at the same time. Many think it's aggression, but in many dogs, this is a submission smile or social smile. It usually comes with relaxed eyes, lowered ears, and a wiggly body. It means, I'm happy you're here, I respect you, I don't want conflict. This behavior comes from puppyhood, when young dogs show their teeth in a friendly way to signal they don't intend to dominate. If your dog smiles at you like this, it means you hold a high, trusted position in their emotional world. Not all dogs do this, so if yours does, consider it a compliment. It shows they feel safe enough to express vulnerable, playful behavior. Instead of correcting it, acknowledging it strengthens the bond. It's their unique way of greeting you. Now, let's talk about something that frustrates many owners: taking forever to choose a place to poop. For a dog, this is not indecision, it's strategy. They are analyzing scents to determine who passed by, when it happened, what mood they were in, and whether competitors marked the area. Choosing the right spot is both territorial and safety related, and it reflects instinctive caution. When a dog eliminates, they are vulnerable, so they need a location where they feel secure. This behavior is especially strong in males, but females do it too, just more subtly. Some dogs even align their bodies with the Earth's magnetic field, according to research, although the reason remains unclear. The important thing is that this process serves communication and safety, not stubbornness. Patience goes a long way. Now we reach one of the most emotionally powerful behaviors: sleeping pressed against you. When a dog sleeps close to you, especially touching your body, they enter a state of deep vulnerability. They can't defend themselves, they're not monitoring the environment, and they trust you completely. During this contact, both you and your dog release oxytocin, the bonding hormone, the same chemical that strengthens emotional attachment in humans during hugging or holding a baby. That means, while your dog sleeps next to you, your emotional bond is literally growing on a biochemical level. Many veterinarians and behaviorists agree that this is one of the strongest expressions of attachment a dog can show. Dogs who choose to sleep close to their owners tend to be more secure, more bonded, and more emotionally connected. If your dog consistently chooses physical closeness, it's a sign of deep trust. Not every dog forms this level of attachment. Now, why do some dogs eat everything they find outside, like a living vacuum cleaner? This can come from instinct, curiosity, boredom, or past experiences with food scarcity. Dogs who once struggled to find food or lived in shelters often develop this habit because survival taught them to eat anything available. But in the United States, this behavior can be dangerous due to chicken bones, spoiled food, trash with chemicals, and even rat poison. Veterinary clinics see many emergencies caused by dogs eating things they shouldn't. The best response is not yelling or yanking the leash. That only increases urgency and teaches the dog to grab things faster before you stop them. The most effective method is a calm, trained command like "leave it," followed by praise or rewards when they obey. If the dog does not respond, a temporary basket muzzle can prevent emergency vet visits. It's not punishment, it's protection. Now, one of the most beloved gestures, giving the paw. At first, it's a cute trick that owners teach for fun. Over time, dogs learn it reliably gets your attention, affection, or interaction. But here's something touching. Many dogs offer their paw when they sense their owner's anxiety, sadness, or emotional silence. It's a comforting gesture like saying, "I'm here with you, you're not alone." Dogs have an extraordinary ability to detect human emotional states through smell, body language, and tone. A simple paw can be their way of supporting you without words. Some owners notice their dog does this during moments when they feel stressed, even before they consciously realize it. That emotional sensitivity is one of the reasons dogs became such close companions to humans. They don't just observe, they feel with you. The paw is a bridge of connection. Tail wagging might seem straightforward, but this surprises most owners. Not all wagging means happiness. A high, stiff, fast wag often means excitement, tension, or alertness. A low, slow wag indicates uncertainty or nervousness. Studies show dogs tend to wag more to the right when they feel positive and to the left when they feel uneasy. So the direction is not random, it's emotional signaling. Dogs develop this as a way to communicate with other dogs and with humans. Understanding tail language helps prevent misunderstandings and potential conflicts. If you learn to read the subtle differences, you'll know when your dog is excited, unsure, or uncomfortable. It's one of the most useful communication cues. Hiding toys under their bed may seem funny or mysterious, but this behavior comes from wild ancestors who stored valuable items in safe dens. Your dog may treat certain toys as emotional treasures, not wanting to lose or damage them. They create a personal storage space where they feel in control, especially if they worry someone might take their favorite item. It's not just play, it's comfort, security, and sentimental value. Some dogs even check on their hidden toys regularly. Finally, refusing food. Dogs can lose appetite due to heat, boredom, emotional stress, or changes in the household. Sometimes they simply don't feel like eating at that moment, just like humans. But if refusal lasts more than a day and includes vomiting, lethargy, or behavior changes, it may indicate a medical issue that requires a veterinarian. Loss of appetite can be one of the first signs something is wrong internally. Paying attention early can make a huge difference. Before we finish, there's one behavior that reveals something incredibly special. If your dog sleeps pressed against you regularly, you have a bond that many owners will never experience. It means deep trust, emotional dependence, and attachment at a biological level, formed through shared vulnerability. But if your dog suddenly stops eating without explanation, withdraws, or isolates themselves, they may be trying to tell you something important. Their behavior is their language, and changes in that language matter. Understanding these signals can improve their well-being and strengthen your relationship more than anything else. Dogs can't speak, but they communicate constantly through their actions and emotional responses. The more you learn to interpret them, the closer you become. So pay attention, respect their signals, and nurture the connection you share. Your dog depends on you more than you know. Now tell me, which of these behaviors does your dog do the most? And do you want a part 2 with the more dangerous habits owners often overlook?